Pilates by Raven. Um, I wanted to talk about Good Morning, I'm So Pretty, biracial insensitivity. And really kind of like the weaponization of the one drop rule. Um, I don't know if anybody has seen the Pilates by Raven situation where the girl that was on Love is Blind, she says that, you know, Pilates is like going to Bottega and it's supposed to be like this rich exclusive thing and all of that, and all of the black women are telling her how tone deaf that is. One black woman talked about her experience in going to one of her classes, that she wasn't so welcoming to her. And the things that she said was clearly coming from a YT thought process. And I think that a lot of times when there are people that are biracial, we automatically put them in the category of black, and that is not something that we should do. And because it's a way for them to avoid accountability of the part of them, which usually is the YT side, that is racist and discriminatory. And they get out of it by saying, "Oh, I'm a black woman." No, you're not. You're not. More than likely, if you were a black woman, you would have never said or did what you did to where you're coming back and trying to semi-apologize or clarify. And yeah, I just it's when there's no acknowledgement, in my opinion, of black women versus biracial women, you just include them in the black woman pile, erasure happens and things like this happens. Biracial people are not black. And I really wish that you would stop saying that, because people only say that when it comes to black people. No one ever says biracial people are still white. Biracial people are still white tea. No one says that. Why is that? I will tell you why, because that is also racism. It's also a violent act towards black people, that you feel like we should have no identity of our own. And that to me is disgusting. And y'all only put it on black people. Y'all don't put it on those white tea people. Y'all don't go to spaces and demand that they accept you as white tea. You do not. You do not. Because white tea people don't play like that. Okay, so once again, that's what you should say then. You should say biracial people are white tea and they are black and they are whatever other thing that they're mixed with. They are too, which is why they are called biracial. No, you do not. Hold on. I'm a Dream. If you can't request up and get in the box, I'm gonna go ahead and block you. So send me a request to get in the box, but other than that, you gonna get blocked. Cause I don't let people talk crazy in the comments. So especially when they saying what you saying. Cause no, you don't. You're the one that's lying. So you can send me a request up, or you can get blocked, and it's really just that simple. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and block you. Have a great day. Goodbye. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, that person is gone. They didn't send me a request. And that's what I'm saying. Hey, supervillain, I don't understand why biracial can't be biracial either. People take biracial almost like it's a slur. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with someone being biracial. I'm not saying it's a sin or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But that is indeed what you are. And why can't you be called that? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, she said biracial black people. That doesn't even make any sense. Biracial black people, or do you mean biracial people? But anyway, as I was saying, when there's no acknowledgement of black women, a separation, this is what happens. You have people that are just like that person I blocked. And when you keep doing this, this is how people consider people like Doja Cat. You know what I'm saying? People like Halsey, people like Zendaya as representations of black women. When you put all of them in the same pot and say, oh yeah, those are black women, it's good to put them in there. It's the same thing. That's how you get erasure. Because those people are most of the time more palatable because of their proximity to either whiteness or non-black or anything that isn't black. So they will be chosen more quickly over a monoracial black woman. Somebody with two black grandparents, two sets of black grandparents, and two black parents. So I mean, I don't understand it. And and how many times do we have to see people like Pilates by Raven to realize that biracial isn't even black, even on a psychological level? Because I know people like to talk, it's about phenotype, it's about phenotype. It's not just about that. It's also about the way you were raised. Who's your mama? You know what I'm saying? Because there are people that biracial people that look more phenotypically black that are just as out of touch as Pilates by Raven. So I just and they don't understand blackness the way they should because of their environment and the way they were raised. So anywho, that's what I wanted to talk about. The Pilates by Raven thing, it just blew me. It really did. And this woman never, ever really says anything to make any type of separation or delineation that she is black. All she talks about is helping women, period. But then as soon as she got in trouble, the first thing she wanted to do is say, I'm a black instructor. First of all, no, you're not. No, you're not. And you're only saying this because you're trying to use your half black past to get out of trouble. And I think that's disgusting. Hey, how you doing, June baby? Um, yeah, so anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'll see if anybody, any of you guys want to talk about this. If not, I'll just wait and do a live on Monday. I just saw a lot of this going on TikTok, and I just thought it was just so crazy how, like, as soon as she got in trouble for the classes, things that she said, about Pilates, then all of a sudden she wanted to pull out black. And she never said anything about that beforehand. So I thought that was like really weird. Very, very, very weird to me. Hey, not a wee thing. Do you have anything to say?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the idea that biracial people are black just like monoracial black people just proves to me that a lot of people don't really understand white privilege or white supremacy or systemic racism like they claim they do. How can you honestly make it seem as if somebody having a white parent, therefore that white person has more access to jobs, education, they probably were able to build generational wealth before black people, that somehow that won't correlate to their biracial child having a better quality of life, a different standard of living? My experience with biracial people is just like, what Pilates by Raven is doing. Whenever they are held to account, now all of a sudden they're black, because they know that for a lot of people put like blackness on like this, especially when it comes to black men, but really only black men, but make it seem as if, oh, black people can do no wrong and black people just are victims all the freaking time. So therefore they want to play on that sort of victimhood just for their benefit. But the fact that they can even like come in and out of their, oh, I'm black on this day, but then I'm biracial on this day, but then I'm really white. I had a coworker just like that. And when she would go on about like how she grew up, she would be not really bragging, but just boasting of how, oh yeah, my great grandfather was a judge here and we used to go into this affluent suburb and I went to school with, or I went to this program with Michael Jordan's daughter. Like all of that was made possible because of the affluence of their white family members. Black people love to talk about like generational wealth and the racial wealth gap, but then go ahead and if they do come into wealth, they immediately go give it to a white person. But then it's so incoherent and mind-boggling to me that this even needs to be said. But another point I want to make before I go over time is that I think the reason why a lot of Black people want biracial people to identify as Black is because a lot of Black people do not think that Black people are beautiful. A lot of Black people think that being as light and as fair and as racially ambiguous is a beauty standard, and therefore they get to feel better about themselves by making it seem as if like a biracial person is Black, and they get to justify their lust for non-Black people by being like, oh no, I don't hate Black people, look at me, I'm with this Black person that's really just a biracial person. But that's all I have to say.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I definitely agree with what you were saying. I did want to respond to somebody in the comments that said, hold on, let me go back up there. Her name is Ashe, Monty or Ash. I don't know. I'm sorry, Ashe Monte. Um, she says being Black is a social construct based on color, features, and texture. I really wish that people would also stop doing that. Because when you do that and you make it seem as if Blackness is not cultural, Blackness is not something that's also in your bones. Like Black people, when they interact with each other, a lot of times they have a deeper understanding of just a facial expression, just a movement, just a way of saying something that only we understand. It is reducing what Blackness is to something that is not, is just, yeah, my good sis Mrs. C said, you're trivializing Blackness. And I really wish that people would stop doing that as well. Like it's the same way that when you get on the phone and you talk to somebody and you know that that person is Black, or when something goes on and it's a stranger in the store and you might catch their eye and they look at you with that same look like, girl, and y'all automatically connect on that level. Please, please, please stop it. Blackness is more than that. Okay? That's how we're able to tell when somebody is not one of us. Thanks. Um, Anyway, I just wanted to say Pilates by Raven. I personally, this is the reason why I really have these lives every now and again. Not to try to make biracial people feel bad or anything like that. It's just that how many times do we have to see biracial people show that they're not truly on the Black side and then weaponize the part of themselves that is Black? And how many times we have to see it to stop saying that biracial people are Black? You cannot get a Black person out of a white woman's womb. And if you think so, you're crazy. It doesn't even make any sense. Black people are always talking about, oh, look at the power structure. Look at what's going on. Look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. Who's responsible for these things? And so you think Black people can come out of that womb? I mean, I know that probably sounds harsh, but it's just the truth. Um, like I said, if people believe in epigenetics and people believe in trauma being passed down and also certain behaviors and thought processes, you think that that stuff isn't carried in a white womb just because the daddy is Black or whatever the case may be, or even if the daddy is white and the mother is Black. I don't think there's any separation. Because a lot of times Black women that want to date, they date white tea men, they say that makes a difference. That doesn't make a difference either. It may make a slight difference in the way your child presents in the world, but they still have that other side, and you can't deny it. But anyway, I like I said, I really don't know. I just know that Pilates by Raven really got on my nerves, and you can tell that she's a person that moves in a space in her life of catering to her white tea side and using by and simultaneously using her Black side to give an air that she is somehow quote unquote downer than what she is, if that makes sense. Oh, I'm down with y'all. And she's not. Yeah, she definitely caters to her YT side, and that's what she does more of, that catering to her YT side. And that's the reason why she could be so tone deaf as to say that a form of exercise that was created in prison, that was popularized by a Black woman here in the States, is something that is supposed to be a luxury experience. It's something that You if you're going to Bottega and you're expecting in diversity and inclusivity, oh, what are you doing that for? That doesn't even make any sense. Why in the world would a exercise style that was curated and created in the trenches, now you think it's okay for it to be almost gentrified by white sea people that want to charge $1 billion for it, and you're part of the problem because you're doing it too? Yuck. Somebody said in the comments that one of her classes was $3,500. Now I don't know if that's true or not, so don't judge me on that. But that's what somebody said. So I want to know exactly in what world is that. You can go ahead, sis.
Oh, Trigger, I just want to say I saw a black woman who owns a Pilates studio. She owns a nonprofit Pilates studio in Philadelphia where the Body Pilates by Raven is also located. And she went to Pilates by Raven to ask her to put on a free class for like 20 or so a black woman at her studio. And she charged her, well, she said that her rate would be $3,500. So that's where that number came from. She's kind of going viral on TikTok right now, talking about her experience with Pilates by Raven.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I knew I had heard it. I see some people talking about it in the comments, so they probably was talking about that. All right, you guys, let me go up here to Miss Gabrielle, and then I'll go to wait a minute, 02100. Yeah. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, good morning, Trigger. I mean, I definitely agree with you that, there is a difference between like black women and biracial women. I don't think that should be a controversial thing to say. I mean, at the end of the day, if you have two black parents, you're black. If you have a black parent and a white parent, then you're mixed. I mean, to me, and maybe this is just me, but it just really should be like a simple thing. It shouldn't be like a controversial thing to say, oh, well, if your dad is black, your mom is white, or if your dad is white, your mom is black, then you're somehow black. No, you're mixed. And it's like, that's fine, but it is different from, having two black parents. So to me, it's just like a very straightforward thing. I don't know much about Pilates by Raven. I've never really heard of her until his live. Like, it sounds like you were saying she was a fitness influencer, or like who is she? Or
She was on Love Is Blind, one of the earlier seasons. Got dogged out by this African dude that was a trash bucket. That's how a lot of people knew her, but she does Pilates though. And so she was always very vocal about doing Pilates on the show. So I think that's kind of how she got more attention to her, maybe here on TikTok here. Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah. I haven't heard of her per se because I don't watch like Love Is Blind or Love Island or any of
Yeah. I
like.
think what if you go like, okay, so let's say you leave the chat right now. If you go look
Yeah.
up her name, Pilates by Raven, it'll probably take you like maybe 3 minutes to see the drama that is
Okay.
surrounding her. And then you'll understand more about what we're talking about her. But even though I think you being a black woman and seeing, the situation of how, things are looked at, for biracial people versus black people, I think you'll probably understand anyway. But just to see what type of time she's on, I think it'll be very obvious to you if you look up her name for sure.
Okay. Yeah, could I do that and then like just go like right after it looks like 02100
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Google her. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do that now so I know what we're talking about.
Okay. All right. All right, sis. All right. Let me go over here to 02100.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Now I disagree, but I hope that I'm not telling you how to run your panel or nothing, but I hope I don't get muted as soon as I start talking, because then there's no point in being up here. I like getting on panels that we could both, talk and everyone get their words out. But I do disagree. Thank you so much. I disagree because I have a biracial mom. She has a white teen mom and a black father, and then my dad is full black. Yes, so I basically have three grandparents who are black and one grandparent who's white. So you could say I'm 75% black, 25% white. And I never grew up to say Oh yeah, I have one biracial parent and I have one black parent. I just say I have two black parents because my mom, she first of all, she's sometimes darker than me, and she grew up with both parents, but more so from her dad's side, my grandfather's side, rest in peace. She grew up in Compton, California. And the thing about it is, a lot of people, she says, even at her job, they'll never even guess that she's mixed. They'll go, oh, you have a white parent? Wow, I didn't know. And so my mom has had the full black life. You know what I'm saying? And I don't view my mom, I don't, as anything different from being a black woman. Like I would never confuse. I don't think anyone confuse my mom and say, "Are you white?" No, she's black. You can tell right off the bat. And so I don't know. I think that biracial doesn't it is a black because when you think about race, it's based on phenotype, meaning how you physically present. And so if you physically present to the world as black, guess what? You're going to be treated as black. And so now I do agree that if you're like white tea passing, then maybe it's a little different. If you could pass as white tea, then you might get some privilege. You know what I'm saying? Some different privileges that darker skin tone people I might don't have. But all in all, I definitely think you can be black and biracial because that's what it's called. I'm a biracial black woman, or I'm a biracial white tea woman. And even so, a great example is my cousin's kids. I'm sorry, my uncle's kids, which are my little cousins. They have a biracial parent, which is my uncle. He's black and white. And then their mom is white. So they're 75% white, 25% black. And they're basically white tea passing. They have like green and blue eyes and they have like fine hair. And so you could look at them and say like, they look like they could be mixed with a little something. I wonder. But off the bat, they could easily pass for a white tea person. I guarantee you when they grow up. So my whole thing, and my uncle still tells them you're black. Now that they're white, they're white biracials, but they have some African lineage, right? But I'm black, but I have some European lineage. But all in all, nah, yeah, you can definitely be a black biracial person.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to say, I feel like you made that kind of about yourself, but it's fine. I guess everybody wants to do that. But there's no such thing as a biracial black person or a biracial white person. Like the biracial is the descriptor right there. You're two races, like whatever the two races are, whether it's white and black or white and Asian or black and Asian or whatever it is. And I find this to be odd is that it's so many times that biracial people will come and put this on black people to accept them as black because that's what they want to do. But that same duty is never put on white tea people. You would never go to a space and say, like your mother, who's biracial, you or her would never go to a space and say, oh, she's white. She's a biracial white person. She's a white person. She's a white person, and demand that she be accepted as white. You would never do that. Why? Because number one, you would know the white people would never let you play like that and they wouldn't accept it. And I think that what you don't understand is when you do things like that, it's a devaluing of blackness because you expect that because black people and the one drop rule and all of these things that we have to automatically, there is no gatekeeping of blackness. There's no gatekeeping of black culture. There's no anything that anyone that has a drop of anything can come to the black community and decide we are essentially the trash can or the dumpster of all the races. And that to me, I find to be disgusting. If your mother has a white mama, she's not a black woman, period. I don't care how dark she is. I don't care about any of it. There's a difference when you have a black mama and a black daddy than when you don't. And it's really just that simple. Like, and for the life of me, I don't understand why y'all say these things. It doesn't make any type of sense. There's nothing wrong with being biracial. Nobody said that you don't have a part of black in you. Nobody said that if we having a cookout that your biracial self has to stay outside and or do. Nobody says that. I have no idea why saying someone is biracial is a sin. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that the idea that you want to be called something that you are not, because you cannot be black and you have a white mama. It's impossible. I feel like it is low key a disrespect to black people, period. And like I said earlier, when we talk about, it's about phenotype, it's beyond that as well. It's also a culture. It's also your soul. It's also, like I said earlier, that community that, they know what you talking about. You know what they talk about. You see them in the store, something crazy go on. That's happened to me a million times. I caught eyes with a black woman. She looked at me. I looked at her. We already knew what it was. So I really wish that y'all would stop this. Like, it just doesn't make any type of sense. You know what I'm saying? And the one drop rule is not something that that we should be using here in 2025. And I know all the time people start saying like, oh, well, we're black people here. We have a percentage of everything in us in here. That can be, we can say that, right? But let's be real here. It's 2025. I know that I have a black mama, a black daddy. I have two black grandparents on both sides. I have two black great grandparents, two sets of great grandparents that are black, and two sets of great great grandparents. So my thing is that at what point do we stop saying, oh, that's not the same as having a direct parent that is white. It's not. Or having a grandparent directly that is Caucasian and all of that line there, or whatever other race there would be. So I just
Can I respond to you just real when you're done? I'm sorry.
I'll give you a minute, and then I'm gonna go down here to Gabrielle. I'll give you 1 minute. You can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Do you consider me a black woman?
I'm not here to be the police, but I would just say that if I saw you, and I know that you have a biracial mom and I would think I would look more to you being black, I guess I would say. But once I saw, white people around, then I'd probably be, oh, she's a biracial woman. That's what I would think.
Oh, okay. So you see my skin tone, right? Real quick, I just want to show you two little pictures. And like I said, you said it's about culture, right? So like I said, my mom was raised in Compton, California. So this is my mother. That's my mother, right? And so this is I'm gonna show you my sister right now. And we have the same, so obviously you can see my sister's darker than me, right? I don't think anybody will question whether or not she herself, not me, but my sister on the screen is black, right? No one would say that. Well, that's a black woman. So you can look at me
Hold
and
on,
people.
just a
So I think it
second.
has to
Just a
do with.
second. Stop. Faina, what were you saying? You said that she's a pick me on every panel, or you talk about this lady that's just talking? Faina, can you tell me, Faina? I don't know. Faina, I know you be in my chats all the time. I don't know if you come up or not. I can send you a request if you can't type it in the box.
Well, I
Oh, you
haven't
said
been
other panel?
disrespectful on any panel.
Okay.
I mean, especially, yeah, even this one, I'm not being disrespectful. I don't think. I think we're having good conversation.
Okay.
But I'll land my plane, host. All I was saying, last sentence is that when you look at my sister, I don't think anybody will question whether or not she'd be okay. We do have different dads, but both of our fathers are full black, right? I already told you that my father is full black, and so she has the same percentage, 25% white tea and 25%. And I'm 25% white tea. But I think it's a little bit of colorism here. When people see me, they go, oh, girl, you ain't black. You ain't black. But they would never do that to my sis, right? And we have literally have the same blackness. And so I think it's a little bit of colorism going on.
I don't think it's any colorism going on for me at all. I'm strictly talking about your lineage. If you have a mama and her mama's white, then there's no way I'm looking at you as a monoracial black woman. Has nothing to do with colorism. So I don't even understand why you would even say that. But I'm just gonna keep going because that
Okay,
don't even
okay.
make no sense.
Last question, host. When you see my mom, would you say that's a white woman?
Look, I'm not here to talk about this. I don't want to talk. I don't like to talk
Because
individually
then your
about
then your
individual
argument
things.
would be dismantled.
No, it's not that my argument would be dismantled. If I saw your mom, I wouldn't think that she's a black woman like my mama. No, I wouldn't.
Why? We're the same skin tone. I'm lighter.
I would think it's not about skin tone. It's also about the way you look. I would think that there was something else in there. I would, and I'd say that's probably a biracial woman, which is exactly what you said that she was. That's what I would think. So there's the question.
host.
Yes, I would think that she's a biracial woman. I don't want to
Okay,
talk
but
about your
you see
mama.
my skin
Look,
tone?
I'm gonna
You
drop
see
you,
my skin?
okay? I'm gonna drop you. I don't care about your skin tone.
drop
I
me.
understand
You
that
don't have to
you are
drop me.
in your feelings about what I said, but it is what it is. Biracial people are biracial by definition. If you have a white mama and a black daddy, you are a biracial person. If you go to your family events, your family reunions, and half of your side is white, then what does that mean? You guessed it. You're biracial. I'm not here to talk about your mama, your sister, your
And you
skin tone.
admitted that
Nobody's
biracial is a
colorist.
descriptor.
Nobody's anything. You gotta go, okay? I'm not about to have this discussion
You
with you.
admitted
You have a
biracial is a
great day, okay? You gotta take your biracial sensitivity somewhere else. I said what I said, and I said what I said. A black woman is not coming out of a white woman's vagina. You can put that in your pipe and smoke it. You can do whatever you want to. You can try to lie on me and say that I'm colorist if you want to. And what's crazy is that I've even had discussions about colorism and the fact that biracial people skew the colorism conversation because light skin and red bone and all of that stuff usually apply to lighter skinned monoracial black people. But because of us in letting biracial people be included in the pot and calling them black as well, that added an even worse connotation to colorism. Now all of a sudden, the light-skinned people were not even good enough for the people that prefer light skin. Now the new benchmark of being light-skinned is somebody like Lotto, who is biracial, or somebody like Doja Cat. And those are not light-skinned people per se, by the true definition of the word. Those people have white mammies. So they're actually white skinned, not light skinned. So anyway, like I said, I just it's ridiculous. This is just insane. Like I said, I don't know what that lady was on. I don't know why she wanted to do a family history check. And I was trying to be nice and not be insensitive to her family, which is the only reason why I didn't even say more. But anyway, let me block you. You 0 to 100. You did not prove me wrong. You did not do anything. Your mother is biracial. What are we talking about? Like, what was there to prove me wrong about? I said that biracial people are biracial. You admitted that yourself. There's nothing else to talk about. Like, are you mentally well? Anyway, let me just go to Gabrielle. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, that was that whole debate that blew my mind. But I did like Google Pilates by Raven, and what she said, it was really weird because I mean, it sounds like, and this is just what I like got from Google. It sounds like she was saying that Pilates had proximity to white T-ness, even though Pilates was, founded and developed by like a BLK woman. And then it sounded like that Pilates by Raven was also saying something to the effect of that Pilates was never meant to be diverse. But it's like, if that was her argument, then that would disqualify her, a biracial woman, from partaking in Pilates since it was developed by like a BLK woman. So I'm just not like
In Pilates since it was developed by
yeah,
like
I'm
a
not
BLK woman, so I'm just
understanding
not
her
in
point. Like what was she trying to accomplish from all of that? Like what argument was she trying to make? Because
Oh,
to me her
Gabrielle,
own argument.
Gabrielle,
Yeah.
Pilates was developed by I think he was German, if I'm not mistaken, man in
Oh.
prison. It was just popularized by a black woman when it came to the States. It was popularized here in the States
Can I
by a black
intervene?
woman.
Joseph Pilates only awarded two women the like right to instruct Pilates, and they were both women of color. One was a black woman. A black woman is the one who came to America to bring Pilates and popularized it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
can I speak?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta wait till the other people. I have a line going.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
okay, yeah, so yeah, I mean, so okay, you said it was developed by a German man. Okay, but even by that, like by her own argument, like as a biracial woman, if she's saying that she doesn't think Pilates should be diverse, that would disqualify her from, being a Pilates instructor, influencer, or whatever she is. So like what was her point? And I just don't understand like what she was trying to do with what she was saying. But
Okay. Gabrielle, I don't know. I don't know what. First of all, I don't know what Pilates by Raven was doing. I don't know what the lady that was up here was doing. I'm just flabbergasted about it all, to be honest
yeah.
with you. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna let everybody speak for 2 minutes. That way, I can get everybody have an opportunity to speak, and I'll come back to you, Gabrielle. Let me go up here next to Mrs. Oh my goodness, Miss New Booty. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello, hello. I just want to say, host, I can't really see the prompt. It says Pilates by,
Pilates by Raven.
yeah, I saw that. She is just like, because of her association and her desire to proximity to whiteness, I do believe that she's trying to have an elitist take on something that, was designed to be accessible to all people. And then what does number 2 say? When there is like, and so that's why it's like Raven is a scallywag. Like, I didn't like her on Love Is Blind. I still don't like her now. When is there? When there is what?
It
I don't
says
see what it says for.
when there is no acknowledgement of hold on. Let me see if I can switch this up so that you can see it. Just a second here. Um, let's see if I can change the formats.
Oh,
Can you
thank you,
see it
thank you.
now?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think I love that you're having this prompt because number 2, like I am really here for monoracial BLK women getting our spot back in terms of our representation. So yeah, I love that. Number 2, yes. Number 3, yeah, they're not. They're not, and they will never be. As long as I'm still alive, they're never gonna be. Because I'm gonna be here being like clocking their shit. Number 4, yeah, even on a psychological level, like when you were talking about that last person where you said like a YT person can never birth a BLK woman or man, like I totally agree with that. Um, yeah, and on a psychological level is true. So yes.
All right, all right. I got you. I got you. All right. Let me go up here to Miss Jamila. Go ahead, Jamila.
She's muted.
Oh yeah. Jamila, I sent you a request to turn your mic on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Good morning, ladies. Thank you for this subject. I have thought about this so many times. I've had so many discussions with family. Okay, in terms of Pilates by Raven, the biracial insensitivity, growing up in California, as an 80s baby, a high interracial rate, a lot of biracial kids, when in other states it was less. I saw the insensitivity so much, so much, especially directed at unambiguous Black girls. They tend to have especially the ones with white moms, have a one-sided competition in the same way that white women have a one-sided competition, almost as if it is organically injected in them from little children. They take on their mother's Karen personalities. They are not raised in the same way that Black moms raise. And so that that gives them a feeling of superiority. In terms of a lot of people who do see them as Black, I feel like it's mostly, I won't say mostly, but I would say 70% as opposed to 30% Black women. I think it's Black men that push the narrative that they are Black for their own desirability and to elevate them. And also triangulation. I mean, men love nothing but to incite competition. So people like Tariq Nasheed, whose wife is biracial, men like that, they love to say that these women are Black, and we know that they're not. 0.5 is not 1.0. So someone that is half Black. They're not 100% Black. They're not full Black. And I know people get into this, oh, well, what are we going to have? Blood quantum laws? blood quantum laws have been on the books forever. We I don't even want to start a historical, but that's the way it is. It's not just phenotype. It's not just phenotype because whiteness proximity gives people privilege. I've seen it personally, even because I date all races. So I've seen how I receive privilege when I'm dating a whitey man.
All right. I got you, Jamila. I have to come back to you. Let me go down here to Miss Merelda. You can go ahead.
Hi, yes. Finally, I've been waiting. Yes, you said it right. I've been waiting patiently to talk. I was so mad that nobody went in on that biracial girl as bad as they should have. Like, y'all were going to, the host was actually, speaking facts and actually going in and educating. But wow, y'all took it so easy on her. Like, she got in here, was spewing the most ignorant stuff, and I'm a biracial woman. And I really dislike other biracial girls who are like that. I feel like Black women, y'all are supposed to be gatekeeping your community. This is what you're supposed to be, the one saying who gets to go in, and it's your job to gatekeep, because that's your community, both Black men and women. So I get annoyed when a biracial person tries to come into the Black community telling y'all what y'all should accept and force y'all to accept them, but they do not do that to the white people. And their lame excuse, like the lady who called in, her lame little excuse is that, oh, the whitey people don't accept, so you just default and force yourself into a community just because the other half isn't accepting you. That's disgusting. I don't care if the biracial person had dark skin, she still isn't a full Black person and doesn't have that experience as a Black person. Like the last person who got off the panel mentioned, having whiteness, it does give certain privileges. I will acknowledge that. And like, it's also a different experience too. And I always agree, like, I'm always saying that thing that you're saying, no white woman could give birth to a Black child. That means that white women would be birthing Black nations then. That means a white woman can birth Black tribes. And that is so stupid to me. And so the last person that just got off the panel was talking about Black moms with biracial children. But I will say both Black men, but I hear this thing with a lot of Black women is that a lot of Black women will say, yay, Black biracials with Black moms are happy to be Black. And I do see a lot of Black women saying that, like biracials with Black moms are like happy, like they're the main. I feel like a lot of times, like they say that biracials with Black moms are happy to be Black instead of embracing their biracialness. And they will say, like, Black women have told me it, and they say it in a shaming kind of way, in a weird way, which I know not all Black women are this way, especially you guys on there needs to be more of y'all, because it's like there are Black women who will force their biracial child to be Black. And I've seen this all the time, all over TikTok. They'll say, we know who has a white mom and who has the Black mom, in a shaming way. Like, the ones with white moms, like, we're not in touch with we don't claim Black, and like it's a bad thing. Like, we want to be biracial. I've seen that a lot. They'll say biracials with white moms, they don't claim Black, but like some of them say it in a bad way. But I don't know. I don't agree with that biracial who came in here forcing herself into y'all need to gatekeep. I love to see y'all gatekeeping your community, because that's not fair for y'all to be replaced. That.
I have to come back to you. I just wanted to say, I have seen Black women that make a difference if the mother is Black or not. I do think that even though that can be seen as like a harsh thing, and I still believe that you're still biracial whether you have a Black mom or not. I will say, though, a lot of times when people say that, it's just because of the fruits of what happens when people have a Black mom versus a white mom, because a lot of the time the Black mothers are the ones in charge of like imposing, the identity and the culture and stuff down. And the majority of Black men, in my opinion, that date out strictly for self-hatred purposes, strictly because they have racial hangups and issues. And I do believe that a lot of times results in what the outlook of their children, how they come out perceiving themselves. Also the fact that, you know, most white women, in my opinion, that choose black men have some type of also racial hangups and things like that, where they may like black penis but not black people as a whole, and they pass down that sort of like twisted hatred down to their biracial children, which causes issues within them. I can't even tell you how many biracial people that I've spoken to that have said this, that have whitey mothers specifically. So I think that there's some truth to it, but I do believe that that may not be every biracial person's experience that has a white tea mama or non-black mom. So is that fair for that to be said? No, but I do understand sometimes where that comes from. But I do get what you're saying. I do understand why, if you weren't like that, that would make you feel some type of way, and you're definitely right to feel that way, like that your feelings about that, you know what I'm saying, are valid. But yeah. So that's all I want to say. I do understand what you mean. Okay, so I'm gonna go down here to Miss Monica. Okay, sis, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. Try to stick to it, because I'm gonna make sure everybody gets a chance to speak again.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't know that one. I didn't know that was Raven from Love is Blind, because yeah, I couldn't stand her. She gave out, yeah, I'm biracial, I'm skinny, you're a dark African man, you got to take care of me. Like, yeah, I didn't like her on there, and I'm not surprised that she would say something like that. But for her to say that it's only like for luxury purposes, it's not luxury. Those YT people who run like Club Pilates and all that, they try to make it as luxurious so they can get money. That's it. That's all. Um, I'm tired of the I'm tired of the biracial woman erasure that they've been doing for years. Um, you know, and I'm sorry to say, but shit, you gotta blame. I'm sorry, blame Hollywood with what they did with Holly Berry. Because think about all the roads that she took as a biracial woman. Now, mind you, we didn't know she was biracial. We just seen her as we just thought she was a light-skinned monoracial black woman. But she was a biracial white woman, a biracial black woman. Think about it. A biracial woman who took the whatever award that she won, that prestigious award. And now all of a sudden she opened doors to allow Hollywood to do this erasure. Because like the book, The Hate You Give, the main character in the book, she's dark skinned, but she got replaced by a biracial girl. You know, so to be honest, that the biracial erasure is true, and I do agree with what Miss Nubuti said, is that it's these black men that kept telling, just because they want to get their, I'm gonna say it, they want to get their DICK wet, that they told that biracial woman that yeah, she is black. Yeah, you a black woman, and I'm sorry to say this, but the mother teaches the child culture. Not the father, the mother usually teaches the child culture. And I've seen it myself with my friends who are not black. When they got black children, like I have a Polynesian friend, she got half black children. And truth be told, like I'll be seeing in the pictures and everything, they're not exposed to like African American culture. They only exposed to that Polynesian culture. You know, like I'll give you one more minute. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. And just like to sum it up, like her oldest son wants to go to a HBCU just to get a glimpse of what his father's side is, because only thing he know is his mother's side. So yeah, I do believe that to an extent, a lot of biracials who got the white mothers, yeah, they are taught, especially the women, biracial women who have white mothers are taught to act, think, and move like a white tea woman, because that's the only thing that their mother know how to do. So that's how I'm gonna land my plane right there.
all right. I appreciate you, Monica. I just wanted to respond to York in the comments. York, let me say something. You are the epitome of exactly what I'm saying. You came in here, you didn't join the live box so that I can hear your voice, but yet you're telling me as a black woman what to do, how to feel, what to think about my blackness, and who can be there and who can't, and this, that, and the third, when you're not even fully black. Do you understand how insane that is? Talking about the black struggle. Not all black people are even struggling. So what the is the black struggle? What are you even talking about? You don't even make any sense. And just like you said that whiteness is not accessible to biracials, blackness ain't accessible to you either. And the reason why you think that blackness is accessible to you is because you think that blackness, it should be accessible to anybody because you subconsciously put a lower value onto blackness. Whiteness is a state of eliteness that everyone already knows that these white tea people aren't letting you in a club. But oh, for the black people, come on in. You can be 20%, 30%. You can have a white mama. You can have, you know what I'm saying? You can have basically all your white people, but then have one black far off parent, or you can have African lineage from hundreds of years ago and you still black. Come over here. That's disgusting. And I don't normally say this, but York, you're disgusting. You didn't come over here for no discourse. You came over here simply to try to judge somebody and try to make somebody do what you want them to do. Now, you can get other black people. It's plenty of black people that participate in coonery that will tell you that you are black. Plenty, plenty. Oh, they will tell you that one drop of blackness makes you black. They will cater to your delusion all day long. But I will not. And if you don't like the fact that I will not cower and obey your whiteness and what you want me to do, then please get your behind out of this live. And I'm trying my best to be nice to you and not say what I really want to say. York, I'm talking to you, York. You got some problems, okay? And it's problems that I cannot help you with. But when you look in that mirror and you look at your parents and you see that whole white tea woman over there and you think that you're the same as me, respectfully, you are not. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with you. It just means that we are different. And the fact that y'all cannot accept that doesn't make any sense to me. It really, 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 truly do not. Anyways, I'm just gonna go. Gabrielle had something to say. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, there was someone in the comments who said that they call mixed men black, and I responded. I just said, but they're literally not black, because if they're mixed, that means they have, two parents of a different race. So even if it's a parent who one parent is black and one parent is white, they're mixed. So like, I guess for me, I'm just not understanding why is there the compulsion to say that mixed people are black when they just factually and genetically are not. And again, this is not me saying that they're worse or better, but it's just a difference. Like, I don't understand, you know, I, I don't know. I don't understand like the person in the comments who said, oh, I say mixed men are black. I mean, they're just not though. Like they're mixed, which is fine, but it's not black. Like oh yeah, okay, so it says in the comments because black men call mixed women black, but those women are not black either. If they're mixed, then they have two parents of different races, which is fine, but they're not black. Like for the life of me, I'm not understanding the compulsion to call mixed people black. Like it really is okay for them to be mixed. Like it's not an indictment on them. It's not saying that something's wrong with them, but it's just pointing out a very obvious difference. Like, I mean, I don't know. And someone in the comments said, how are we defining black? Race, color, culture? If you have two black parents, then you are black. And if you have a parent who is black and mixed, then you're mixed or biracial. If you have a black or white parent, then you're biracial, and it's fine. Like I don't know, host, can you tell me why so many people think that it's like a bad thing to just say that someone is mixed and not black? Because I'm really not getting it. But.
You know what, Gabrielle, me neither. It's actually annoying me. I'm actually think I'm gonna end the live soon. But I tell you what it comes to, in my opinion, is that there is people don't view blackness as exceptional, as worthy, as they also don't believe that black people should have any autonomy because of that. Stop scratching. No. Sorry, I had to tell my dog to stop scratching her eye. They don't view black people as even having any autonomy to say yay or nay to anything. It's the same reason why anything that black people curate, especially create or curate over here in the United States, like Black American, AAVE, dare I say Ebonics, or any of the other things that Black Americans create, people always take it over and co-opt it and say, oh, y'all didn't really do that. That's just American culture. Or any of the many other ways that people, the same way you have immigrants, black immigrants across the diaspora come over here. And anytime something is going good with somebody black, then it's all of us. We're all black. We all black. But soon something that they perceive to be negative, then all of a sudden they want to make sure that they know that that's the Black Americans, but not the Haitians, not the Caribbeans, not the Africans, not the this, that, and the third. And I think that people don't understand the reason why you feel entitled to blackness, the reason why you feel entitled to say that, tell somebody fully black what they should accept, what they should do, how they should perceive things, is because you subconsciously think that blackness is less than, and we should be happy to accept you. That we should be, like I said earlier, the trash can where everybody else that is confused, everybody else that has one drop, everybody else that does that, we should accept everybody. And when you do accept everybody, what happens is your culture becomes erased and misappropriated. The same way you have somebody like Pilates by Raven, which is a biracial woman, say things that are definitely anti-black, but not be held responsible because she can hide behind the thing that, oh, I'm a black woman, I'm a black woman, I'm a black woman, I'm a black woman. No, you're not a black woman. And that's the reason why you have these anti-black ideologies that you have, because of your white mama. And that is why I say that we have got to stop doing that and start being like, hey, excuse me, there's a difference. And for some reason, I still get massive pushback on that when I shouldn't, because it's actively harming black people. It's actively harming black women. It's the reason why you have somebody like Zendaya be called. Look, people love black women. Zendaya was the most searched for woman in 2020 something. I think it was 2022, 2023, something like that. And people were talking about that. See, first of all, Zendaya is not a black woman. The reason why she's the most searched for is because of her proximity to whiteness. You know what I'm saying? That is what makes her attractive to people. Her light skin, her looser curled hair. So it's just like, I wish that people would understand that it is very extremely harmful. And to talk to black people that seem to be totally out of touch, and then to talk to biracial people that feel like they gonna tell me how to think, to take that white privilege and try to push it on me, is just, it's actually, it's worse than talking to the black men that be up here acting the fool.
Yeah,
To
trigger.
me.
There was someone in the comments, the refined quality. They said, "Oh, we are fully aware of who is fully black." Gabrielle, you're not wrong. We're just matching energy, and like, what energy is being matched? Like, I don't understand what that comment is supposed to mean. I mean, if the energy was being matched, then it wouldn't be controversial to say that mixed people are not black people, which is fine. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but there is just, an obvious difference. So I don't know like what that person is referring to when they say, oh, we're just matching energy.
Oh, she's right
I
here.
see.
Yeah, I think she would say. Go ahead, refined quality, if you want to respond to Gabrielle.
Hey y'all. Hi chat. Sorry, I'm like choking over here. Hey Trigger, love you, love everything you do. Yes, ma'am. We were just trolling, or at least I was. I was responding to a young lady in the comments, and I was trolling because they're so bothered by black men. Sorry, I needed to specify. They're so bothered by Drakes of the world, and they always have an issue with biracial black men, and they want to be dark-skinned monoracial black men, want to monopolize blackness. I said that in the comments, and they will fight tooth and nail for the Halle Berrys and Tori Kellys and literally women who never even really been around the black community at all as mixed people, and swear that they're black and we are bitter and this and that. Like, I've been on a lot of live streams. Actually, I was going to comment that there is a live stream with a lot of biracials and mixed people and black men. And there's a lot of vitriol and resentment towards monoracial black people. Like, They can't stand us because they feel like we won't let them be black in some cases, but then at the same time, they feel like they're black. Listen, there's a lot of picking and choosing. I think that was my thing, and I was just trolling in as far as like saying that I call mixed men black. I know they're not black. I know mixed people are not black. I'm just saying like the men always want to advocate for mixed women to be black women. I actually had a dude argue with me about an Indian woman who was dark skinned, like she was, they can get dark. She, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, stunning woman. And he's like, he was upset. Oh, it was a vintage actress. And he was upset that they always put those type of women with white men. Black skinned women, he called her. And I said, you're implying that she is a black American or a black woman with African heritage. This woman is Indian. I believe those people are Asian. So regardless if she's dark like us, she doesn't consider herself black. So she probably didn't want to be in a movie with a black man. She wanted to be with a white man or an Indian man. So, that was my whole thing. So yeah, I know who's black, and I've always advocated that we need to keep that and let them have their own, categories. That's all.
All right, I got you. Let me go to Mrs. New Booty.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I just I loved everything that you said, and I do believe that there is almost, for the biracial people, there is almost a expectation. They see how the YT community moves. They see how they use us as a throwaway community. They see how we're so open and everything to everyone. So they think, oh yeah, we can. We have this expectation that you're supposed to go above and beyond for us, and when we don't have those open arms, it's almost like, well, it's almost like an entitlement thing, like this is what you're supposed to do and you're not doing it anymore, so I'm going to give you vitriol. Versus with the YT community, they know ever since they were born, or they had a conscious thought like, hey, they're not going to accept me, I'm not one of them. Even though mommy looks like one of them, I'm not one of them. So I'm just going to do what they say and go into their communities. The only thing that we'll ever say to end this out is that if these people were accepted by the YT community the way that they are accepted in the BLK community, they would never, ever be up in our faces the way they're up in our faces right now. Specifically talking about those with the BLK and YT admixture. Also, F Zendaya, if that wasn't said today. So, I land.
All right. I got you. I definitely think that that's true. I do believe that if they had an access to whiteness the way that there are plenty of black people that give them access to blackness, I believe they would choose that every day because there's more of a benefit to that. Now, of course, there's also a benefit to being biracial in a black system because of how many lost and buck broken black people are that prize somebody having some type of proximity to whiteness to meaning that they are a better type of person or whatever the case may be. So yeah, but let me go down here to Jamila, and I'm gonna wrap this up, you guys, because this whole thing just annoyed me today. I don't even want to talk about it no more. Go ahead, Jamila. You there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hey. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Also with the Raven situation, I've been researching about Joseph Pilates. He was a very harsh, unlikable person. He would have never even gotten as far as he did if it were not for Kathy Grant. And I think that to me is like a beautiful thing that I take away from this whole situation is that a black woman is getting elevated. So many people are saying her name, but we would not even know about Pilates because he was if you know about German people, they can be very harsh speaking. They have a way about them. They're not very demure, and people did not like his way. And being in a prison camp, he probably had a lot of just ways about him, but she was the one who softened it. And she was the one who almost proselytized. She spoke the gospel about Pilates and how it can help your body. So it was her. A lot of Black women, I'm learning, are not getting their flowers. And so that is a huge takeaway for me. Something that I think in this whole Raven situation, what you were saying about how biracials, they act like white tea people, you know, and when we look at white supremacy, they do feel entitled to everything. Whether, they get upset when they can't use the N word or when we tell them. They get upset if we tell them you can't be in this group. And I think that is the energy that biracials bring into feeling like they should be Black. It's like, oh, you're limiting me, when their white side does the exact same thing. So they very much, they may have the trauma of a Black person, but they definitely have the privilege and the mindset of a whitey person. Thank you.
All right. Sorry about that. I got you. I appreciate you, Jamila. I did want to respond to somebody in the comments. Derek Parker 89 that says, are mixed people supposed to be ostracized because they are mixed? I really wish that y'all would stop using like this, like what's it called? This type of like straw man argument. Nobody said that biracial people should be ostracized. Nobody said that you should look down on biracial people. And I really do feel like it's just an evidence of how much you don't respect Black people when you say that. There's nothing wrong with Black people gatekeeping Blackness, gatekeeping their culture, and acknowledging differences that cause problems amongst monoracial people. Nobody said that they have to be ostracized. Nobody said that I know that I acknowledge the Black side of them, but I also acknowledge the other side. And that is the problem. Y'all want people to not acknowledge that. And I will never not acknowledge that. And that's crazy to me that, Black people trying to say, hey, you know what? This is our space. This is just for us. These certain things are going on, and we can't even do that. And what's crazy is that y'all say that, but y'all never go anywhere and say this to them white people. Y'all don't say that to the white people that then called them kids nappy headed, then called them apes and all type of horrible things as they were growing up, which I didn't heard a million times from biracial women and men. Y'all never go and say anything to them. But once again, it is because you do not respect Black people. And if you're a Black person doing this, you don't respect yourself. You have internalized self-hatred. And it's really just that simple. Like there's nothing wrong with biracial people creating their own community because nobody can understand them the way that they need to be understood except them. Because I don't know the experience of being a biracial person. You know what I'm saying? But there are other people that are biracial that can understand completely their experience. What's wrong with them creating and curating themselves a space to do that? But no, they and a lot of other people feel like they deserve access to the Black community and everything that comes with it. And why is that? Once again, it's because there is a devaluation of Blackness where people feel like, how dare you say anything? How dare you tell me no? The same way they did back in slavery. How dare you tell me no, slave woman? You about to come in here and I'm about to grape you and do whatever I want with you because you don't have any autonomy and you don't have any power to tell me no. And if y'all don't realize that that's where all of that comes from, I don't know what to tell you. But like you're sick. If you're Black and you're doing this, you're a sick Negro and you need freaking help. And if you're a biracial person, you need to do better. And Andy, you said, can it be that they go where they're comfortable, where they feel more accepted? That's not our responsibility. It's not my responsibility as a Black woman to make a biracial person feel comfortable. Sorry, not sorry. I feel like my duty is to make monoracial Black people feel comfortable. That's my niche. Those are my people. Period. And I feel like it's a lot of Black people, Black women, Black men. You have biracial children, and you think it's the Black community's responsibility to make your children feel welcomed. You You think that it's the Black community's responsibility to make your biracial children feel welcome, and it's not our responsibility. It's your responsibility and your family's responsibility and other biracial people's responsibility. You knew what came with it when you did it. So you deal with that. We don't have to deal with that. You deal with that. You knew the confusion that comes along with that. So you deal with that. It's not the Black community's decision to do that. For us to say, oh, how come it's always Black people's responsibility? You don't be nowhere in white people's spaces telling them it's their responsibility. Why not? Because you know that they're going to tell you, get out of here. And you know that they're not going to care. But you prey on the empathy that Black people have to try to make them do what you want them to do. How often do you see biracial people really fighting against the system that they benefit from? Not often. Not often at all. They just reap the benefits and move on in the world. And then when they get in trouble, like Pilates by Raven, a biracial woman that never talks about her being biracial, but soon she get in trouble for doing something ignorant, now it's like, I'm a Black woman. I'm a blackity black woman. Don't be mad at me. I'm a Black woman. They have the luxury and liberty of doing that. And that to me is disgusting. And I really don't know what to tell y'all, like for real. But just to talk about like this, with Black people that really just don't even see the forest for the trees, that don't even get it, is very upsetting to me. And I really, look, Andy, you can be damned if somebody tells them that or not. But I just told you that. And I'm standing on what I said. And if you don't like it, Andy, you can go. You can get out of the chat. And it's really just that simple. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You're following me, unfollow me, block me. I said what I said. Like, really, and it's really just that simple. It's not my responsibility to make your biracial children feel comfortable in their biracialness. That's the responsibility of you and they pappy. You did that. You knew what was going to happen. You say, oh, they're not welcome in the white community. You knew that when you opened your legs and had them. You knew what was going to happen. So why is it my responsibility to make them feel comfortable? Girl, if you don't get up out of here, because nobody says, oh, it's our duty to make these monoracial Black children feel good about themselves. These young Black girls, these dark-skinned Black girls, these brown-skinned Black girls that get called nappy-headed, get called ugly, get called say that their hair is bad, and oh, look at how they look, and get dogged out. Y'all don't feel like it's your responsibility to make them feel like that they're not inferior to these biracials or white tea people or Asian women or whoever. Y'all don't be nowhere doing that. So what would make you think that I need to do that? Please understand that. Y'all are never anywhere, just like Coach T said, protecting unambiguously Black women and Black girls. But you think it's my responsibility to protect and cater to your biracial children? You got to be smoking the finest of what can I say? That China white, baby. What's wrong with you? With the baking soda in it. Like, you're crazy. Okay? And Derek Parker, once again, I'm about to block you. Nobody said that biracial people should be ostracized. Once again, it is not to ostracize somebody to say that they are not Black. To say, hey, I respect you being biracial. I think you're a beautiful person. I think you cool, but you're not Black though. That's not ostracizing nobody. To not say that, hey, come over here to the Black side. You're Black. You have access to everything that's Black. That's not ostracizing anyone. So the fact that you think that is crazy. Honestly, what's wrong with you, bro? But I'm about to block you too. All right, Derek, you gone. Because I asked you, did you want to come up? And you don't. But you want to talk crazy, so you gone too. And let me see, where's Andy at? Because I'm about to block Andy too. Like, because people like that, y'all don't be knowing. I be having a whole lot of, Andy told me, okay, she's probably gone. She said, stand on and I will have a great day. Your heat. I don't know. She said your heat. I hope you live in your misery. Have a good life. And this is exactly what I'm saying. The fact that people think that somebody standing up for their people, their community, Black women and Black girls, monoracial Black girls, unambiguously Black girls, you think that that's hate is crazy. Because what did I say that was hate? Y'all see what I'm saying? I know that what I'm saying is passionate, but it's not hatred. I didn't say there's anything wrong with being biracial. I didn't say there's anything wrong with them. I didn't say that I wouldn't talk to a biracial person or befriend a biracial person. All I said is that they're not black and they shouldn't have access to everything that is black because it causes erasure of truly black people and unambiguously monoracial black women and black girls and also black men and black boys. But that's a whole nother topic. So what did I say that was hateful? And this guilt trip that y'all try to put onto black people is crazy. And the guilt trip that you try to put on black women, this duty that you put on black women to make everybody comfortable, while nobody making black women, monoracial black women comfortable is crazy. Nobody's bending over backwards to affirm me or to validate me. And when I have been affirmed and I have been validated, do you want to know who I've been affirmed and validated by? Monoracial, unambiguously black women. That's it. I have never been affirmed by a biracial person, not one day in my life. I have never been affirmed by a white tea person or an Asian person. Not one day in my life, or a Hispanic person, never, or a white tea Hispanic person in my life. So what are you talking about? You want me to do something that you're not willing to do. That doesn't make any type of freaking sense. But anyway, I'm about to end this live, y'all, because every time I talk about certain race matters, it really lets me know like how really delusional a lot of black people are. The same way I've been disgusted over these past few days of black people crying over Charlie Kirk, all of this coonery. Like, it's like, I almost feel like it's like violence towards me. Like it feels like somebody's actually poking me with a poker. You know what I'm saying? Like different parts of my body. Actually, if y'all get what I'm saying, that it's violent and it makes me so upset. And it's disgusting. It's so many black people that really I just are not deserving of being black. I really wish that y'all could like, you know how like Freaky Friday, old girl woke up and she was in her mom's body. I feel like y'all should just all the coons should just go to sleep and wake up in the white bodies that they desire and never ever have any access to blackness at all. Like it's ugh. Anyway, let me go over here to Supervillain and then Miss Carmel. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, it's been an especially rough week. I'm gonna try to make mine as short as possible. I know this takes a lot of energy. I first want to say if I could just get everybody to just do one quick exercise. Just close your eyes and picture a white tea man, a white tea woman, Spanish man, Spanish woman, Asian man, Asian woman, Southeast Asian, that's Indian type man, Indian woman, black man, black woman. And all those categories, you're usually going to come up with the unambiguous person of that race. But whenever it comes to black women and you think of a black woman, it's usually a scale. It's never that one and unambiguous picture like every other category. And this is why we are gatekeeping our image. Saying that biracial people are not black is not a slur. It's not something negative. It's just something that is. We have the right to protect what we feel our culture or our representation should look like. One of the biggest factors I'm noticing with biracial people when they claim they understand black struggle is you always go for the negative. It's never the you don't like raisins in your potato salad. You don't like white tea people food, right? You like to you love that we all know the line dances or that nonverbal communication, whether it's a good or a bad situation. We all when we laugh we run out of a circle. It's never those experiences. It's always compared to a negative thing. So that right there shows you what I mean. If you do the work, if you sit down and be honest with yourself, you attribute a lot of your black experience with negative value. And I understand that because a lot of biracial people do have the black dad or non-black mom. And we all know that black men have a thing for not sticking with their children, so they're raised by their non-black mom, who a lot of the times tend to be racist. Let's just keep it for real. So the little experience that a lot of them have at time is the negative connotations they get from their family. Again, this is why it is okay to experience your life as a biracial person. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just something that is. I also want to point out that we all know what a white tea person is. Like, out of this whole discussion, we know what a white tea person is and is not. Period. Why are we not using the same ruler, the same measure when it comes to black people? Because y'all know that they use black as a dumping ground. Like, let's have the real conversation. Because in a world where white tea approximation is currency, it's better to be a biracial or less ambiguous black person in a black community than it is to be a biracial in a white community, because there's no such thing as biracial in white communities. It's either you're white or you're not. I just want to also say a lot of things with the mother being black thing. First of all, you have to have two black parents. I definitely understand the mother being black thing though, because let's just be for real. At that time during slavery, a lot of the biracial people being produced were from, let's just say, not great experiences for black women. And those people did not get to choose their identity. They were forced to be black. That's why it's different when it's a black woman with black children, just because of the history. Because I know a lot of people get confused about that. Why is it different for black women? And let's be so for real. When black men date out or procreate out, they're not doing it so they can have black children. They're doing it to escape the black experience. Let's also bring that up. So again, it's not biracial people's fault. It's nobody's fault. You don't pick your parents. That's why we have to be very careful in the choices that we make. And I can understand, biracial people plight. But I just want to reiterate, it's not a slur when black people want to protect or gatekeep the little culture that they claim we do not have. It's not a slur. It's just a way of being. And this is why I say, I'm going to end with always saying, black women, I love you. Again, validate that little black girl in you. Do something to make her happy. No means no. We are allowed to have our boundaries. And I think I'm going to wrap it up, George. I'm going to be here too long. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate you. If you guys saw somebody in the comments named Pretty Exotical, I actually blocked that person, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. She was talking about how she was raised by her black mom, and it was hell, and there was a lot of self-hatred. And I'm not saying that isn't true, right? But the fact that she would call herself Pretty Exotical, I really feel like that should let you know the differences right there, because that mentality, for you to even say that, means that you believe that there is something about yourself that is an elevation over someone that is fully black or, monoracial. You know what I'm saying? And that, for the life of me, because of white tea supremacy, there is no way to avoid that type of thinking for the most part. All of us have been indoctrinated with it to some level, So you want me to include people and deeply embed them in my culture and how I'm perceived when they perceive themselves as to be a step above me? Like Pretty Exotical? Like, are you what? That doesn't even make any sense. And I really wish that people would understand that these are the things that I'm saying, and these are the reasons why I'm saying it. It's not to be hateful. It's not to be full of misery. But I have no idea why, just like how Andy called me miserable, full of hate or whatever. How come to protect black women and to protect black girls from all threats and to center them above all else means to be miserable and hateful? How come that can't be me speaking truth to power to black women and black girls? How come that can't be me trying to protect their peace and make sure that they are surrounded by the self-love and the validation that they need to be strong women that won't be taken advantage of as they get older? Huh? But anyway, and yes, and just like Miss A said, it's also male-centered. Because when you call yourself a Pretty Exotical, you're not trying to cater to women for the most part. That's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to set yourself apart so these men know what you looking like, that you're not like these black women, these monoracial black women. You're not like them. You're a step above. You're exotic. You look different, you know? And the quicker that people would admit these things, the better off we would be. But it's like that's why I said today I wasn't gonna bite my tongue. But it's just like that's what I feel like everybody wants black women to do, bite their tongue. Unless it is in support of somebody else. Now, if we're not, we don't have to bite our tongue when we trying to support and protect everybody else. But if we trying to protect ourselves, boy, bite your tongue, be quiet, be silent. It's it's very I guess I would say emotionally draining to have certain topics because of this. But anyway, I'm gonna go down here to Simply Caramel, and I think then Monica and then Gabrielle. I'll make sure I give all you guys 3 minutes if y'all can stick with the time. Sorry. Go ahead, sis. Hey, and how you doing, Miss
Hey,
Caramel?
hey, Trigger. Hey, girl. Hey, panel. Yeah, definitely want to make this quick. I know I had caught like the end of your live, but girl, everything that you be saying, it be like the same, like literally like the same stuff that I was like just about to say, and all your points, like just everything. I just love your brain. Like, please, love your brain, girl. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
like all of the points that you made was so spot on. I was gonna say and touch on like some of the same things. And it's sad that like, us, living in America, like this is the stuff that, as black women, mono racial black women, like this is stuff that we have to deal with. And I know this is a little bit off topic, but not only are we fighting for, our rights as women, we're fighting for our, our image, you know what I'm saying, to maintaining our culture. And then over here we got damn African people trying to tell us that we that we're not we're not what they call it, black American, we're African American. It is draining. It's very, very draining how we have to um we have to unfold and do all of this unpacking. And it's the lack of education that I'm seeing that we're fighting against. It's also the ignorance of our, the black men in our community that's upholding this. And then not only that, we have the women like what we just saw, the exoticas, and the black, and even down to like the texture, like the texturism, right? The racism, the texturism, all of those things, the colorism. It's like it's a lot of unpacking that we are doing. And I know it is draining, Trigger. I know you were saying like over the week, having these deep discussions, and it is draining. But I do want you to know, like, girl, like your hard work is not going unnoticed. You are definitely doing the Lord's work, or the Mother Nature's work, or whatever you want to call it. You're doing the work, and it's not going unnoticed, and it's not going in vain. You are definitely waking a lot of people up and educating, because what this all comes down to is the education. People have to hear it. I mean, you can only be willfully ignorant, but for so long, you're going to hear the truth, right? But yeah, girl, we definitely need this. Even me too. Like, I grew up with a certain level of uh, if you want to call it self-hatred, which I'm sure a lot of us had to face, and things like that. And for me, it was more so texturism. Me being a fair skinned woman, but me having like 4C hair. I remember like growing up and trying to wash my hair and perm my hair and get it a certain texture, feeling like it was going to be more accepted, feeling like I was going to be more beautiful, you know what I'm saying? But as I've gotten older, I've been natural for like the past 7 years. I haven't put no type of chemical in my hair. So it's just like, I feel like, it has to be a level of self-love that comes with, a lot of this unpacking and brainwashing and white supremacy in our community as monoracial black women. And, yeah, like, I see women all the time, like biracial women. I was just on this girl's TikTok the other day, and she's a biracial, like Asian, like Blasian, and but all I seen on her post was her posting her Asian side, and it was like, Dad, what about the black side? And it's vice, it's like they love to pick and choose, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like we all know, right? They like to pick and choose when they, want to be included in the black community. And then, but on other days, they're only embracing their non-black side, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, And then and just like in the other comments, I'm trying to hurry up because I see my time is running out. But just like with the lady in the comment, with the biracial children, like, yes, it's not our responsibility to constantly educate you guys, or it's not our responsibility to accept the biracial community. Like, why is that always, why is, but no one is protecting us, no one is instilling love in us, no one is uplifting us. Like, it's like it's a threat or something, you know what I'm saying? But girl, that 3 minutes was not long enough. But I'll go ahead and land.
All right, all right. I appreciate you. I just wanted to say real quick to the Billy Carter in the comments. The fact that you would come in here asking stupid questions is really annoying to me. And I think a lot of y'all do that stuff on purpose. Like, y'all know that nobody's talking about, when you read these comments, that it's about light-skinned people versus dark-skinned people. Are you freaking dumb? It's black women of all different complexions up here on this live right now. What would make you think that? When you see biracial people, why would you say that? What are you talking about? And the fact that people talk about the one drop rule, like you said, most black women have white in them. There's a difference between having some white tea in your lineage from several hundred years ago, as opposed to having a direct parent that is white. Okay. Like I said, my parents are black, both of them. My grandparents are black, both sides. My great grandparents are black, both sides. My great great grandparents are black, both sides. So let's really be real here and stop the games and stop being obtuse. You know exactly what we saying, exactly what we mean, exactly what's going on, but you want to try to pretend to be something else. And frankly, that's cowardly. Because if you want to come in here and just say your feelings are hurt because of what we're saying, then say that. But don't come in here with the fake stuff. Honestly, well, let me go up here and read your name again before I block you. The Billy Carter. Like, you are a complete dummy, and I'm not about to answer no more of your questions. What I'm about to do is block you. You have a great life. Goodbye. I'm not about to go through and go down with none of this stupid stuff that person was asking. They're just gone. Okay, so I think Supervillain said she had something to say real quick. And well, I don't know if it was real quick, but you can go ahead, sis, and then I'll go to Monica and then Gabrielle. Yeah, you can go ahead, Supervillain. I'll send you a request to turn your mic on just in case you can't.
Yeah, sorry, that mute. I swear that mic button is my nemesis. I had just came up really quickly to say about the Raven part as well, and I have an issue with, and this is why we always have this conversation during almost every live, if not every other live, the obsession with white tea proximity. A lot of things are valued, or in society, or at least American society, are valued because it's approximate to white tea people. But if you actually sit down and look at things, you don't really like this stuff, right? Perfect example. I say all the time, the best restaurants. I don't like white tea people food. I don't like how it looks. I don't like how it tastes. But they're the one with the Michelin stars. I'll take a hood spot of Caribbean or African food any day. It actually tastes better to me. I'm not trying to put on a facade. The music is, that's another story. The dances, just the culture part, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm just saying a lot of stuff is praised because it's less approximate to black culture and more approximate to white culture. So I don't understand when people get flabbergasted when they don't accept black people in or don't want black people around certain things. The whole point of why it's valued is that it's for white proximity. So I just wanted to throw that out there. She was talking about Pilates, even though white tea women domineered yoga, like that wasn't an ancient Indian practice, but nobody bats an eye. But I just really wanted to quickly just throw it out there. A lot of the stuff that we value in American society is because it's approximate to white teeness. We don't actually like it, right? We don't really actually appreciate it. This is why I say we have to start promoting our own culture. And AKA, let's bring some afros back. I think that might be a big problem solver as well. I'm just joking with that, but I do enjoy a black woman in afro. That was all. Thank you, Trey.
No problem, no problem. I appreciate you, Supervillain. All right, let me go down here to Miss Monica, then Gabrielle, then the reflection, and then Jamila. I think that would be the last. Go ahead, Miss Monica. Let me start your timer for you. Go ahead, sis.
Okay.
Uh, but Supervillain said, "Hey, let's bring back the Jerry curl where we all walked around as a part of culture in shower caps." That was just a joke. Um, because I've seen several black '80s Christmas pictures with my mom and her Jerry curl shower caps. Uh, but anyways, like I was in the comments and I made this comment to piggyback, why I was so accepted of black black women that got biracial children, and white women with biracial children. Once you really think about it, these biracials with white teen mamas just start happening. Like what, 1 or 2 generations ago? Whereas it was a little bit more socially accepted with the black mama, black mama biracial because of the fact of, what happened since, because of slavery. And then, after slavery, white teen men still felt like they had autonomy to our bodies because they will use our bodies as a rite of passage. Whether it was consensual or not, it was the rite of passage for manhood was to get up under a black woman. So, and because of that, if they were biracial, that was the combination, but they was more exposed to blackness because of their mother. Like I always said, the mother teach the culture. The reason why a lot of these biracials these days act the way they do is because of the fact that they're raised by their biracial mothers. Like, I think, Trig, you said this, I think you said this on one live before where, you spend 9 months in the womb. Who's giving you the nutrients? Who's giving you the mentality? Who's giving you, like, speaking cadence? Your mother. The mother. The first voice you hear in the womb is your mother's voice. So if you hear in the womb your mother saying the N word with the hard ER, that's what you're going to hear. That's the first thing you hear. The nutrients you get, the mentality you get, it's from your mother. Like, in those who believe in spirituality, your mother's spirit, your mother's aura in that womb goes to you. It really goes in you. It really, like, it's like she's nurturing you, her spirit, her mentality, everything with the umbilical cord. So you gonna come out acting, moving, thinking like your mother because your mother is like that. Your mother came into this world having a sense of entitlement. She raised you to be entitled. And now guess what? You're going to come into other spaces with the mentality that your mother has. And you cannot be like strong arming yourself into somebody's space and be like, yeah, my mom took black CUM, so you got to welcome me. No, we don't. But I land my plane there.
All right. I got you. I appreciate you, Monica. I definitely think that you made some great points for sure. Let me go up here to the refined quality. Let me send your request to turn your mic on. You can go ahead, the refined quality. Let me send your request to turn your mic on. You can go ahead, the refined quality. Let me send your request to turn your mic on.
Can you hear me? It keeps repeating.
You might have to drop and then here, I'll drop you. And then come right back. Like right now, refined quality, send a request like right this minute, and I add you right back up, and that should take care of it. Sometimes it does that. I don't know why. You still here? Let me see if I see you. Okay, yeah. Let me add you up right now. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you again for for letting me add a little comment. I just wanted to go back to the media. Somebody made a valid points about Halle Berry a while ago, and I was watching something, and they were speaking on why that young lady Amanda Sandberg and the Zendayas of the world keep getting all these roles, whereas in the books the characters are dark skinned, monoracial black women. And I commented in the comments that the author actually co-signed it. And, you know, I understand the hustle. You want a bag. So you feel like if these Hollywood people are going to make your movie, you don't really care if they put these mixed women to represent your characters, even though it's like, I think one of the characters was like Nigerian and dark skin with certain hair. And they went into pains to really describe this person. And they still went ahead and casted the Amandla person. So, you know, another thing too, there was conversation about how when they cast like how we had in the 90s, in the early 2000s, a dark skinned or unambiguous Black woman. And it's like a sympathetic role. The public doesn't sympathize with them. So they don't like them. They view them as like that they couldn't be sympathetic or empathetic or whatever the case may be. So I just wanted to add that it's a deliberate thing to erase our phenotype.
All right, I got you. I appreciate you. Refined quality. Let me go down here to Miss Gabrielle.
Thanks again, Triggered. I know you're wrapping up, but I think this really was an interesting live, and I did actually learn a lot from Googling Pilates by Raven. I just do think her whole comment about Pilates, you know, never being meant to be inclusive, or I think she used the word diverse. I just think that is really, you know, a bizarre statement to make. I mean, like for the life of me, I still can't figure out like what her point was in making a statement like that about Pilates. But I definitely agree with you. I do think there is a clear difference between biracial and Black, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's not saying that one is worse or better than the other, but it's just a difference. And I don't think it should be controversial to say that, you know, biracial people are not Black. You know, to me, it really is simple. Like if you have two Black parents, you're Black, and if you have a Black parent and a parent of a different race, then you're mixed or biracial, and you know that really is just what it is. I did want to, like, in the comments, I know there was some of the ladies were talking about natural hair, and someone, I don't remember who it was, but someone said that their mom didn't like their natural hair. I just wanted to say that's really sad. I know this is like kind of off topic, but I do think the hatred of like natural Black hair is really unfortunate. You know, like I wear my hair naturally. I love it. Like my mom growing up, she wore locks. Like my aunt like straightens her hair, but it's like still her hair. And like, this is like off topic, and like maybe at some point we could have a live about like, you know, natural Black hair. But like, I do think, you know, just of like have like there being an aversion to natural Black hair is really sad. I had like a friend like years ago, like she and I don't really hang out anymore, but she admitted to me that she didn't like her hair, and she said that's why she would wear, I think, like extensions or what have you. But she just admitted to me, she's like, oh, it's so brave that like you can like wear your hair like that, or like to me, because like I just wear my hair naturally. And but yeah, I know it's like off topic, but I just brought it up because there were like some ladies in the chat talking about it. And I do think if like obviously it's your live, your choice, Trigger, but I do think if you want it, like that would be like an interesting thing to like talk about. But yeah, I'll land there. But this was a great live, and thank you so much.
No problem, sis. So you want to do a live? What do you want to talk about? Black women and natural hair, and maybe like the loving it and hating of it, things like that.
Yeah, that would be really interesting because like I mean, I know it's like different from like the prompt, but I don't understand like the hatred of like natural Black hair. Like I know some people will say that like, oh, it's more prone to breakage, but like as someone who wears her natural hair, like there are ways you can take care of it and put it up at night, and it can still grow and still be healthy. And so yeah, if you ever did like do a live about that, I would love to like talk about that because I just have so many thoughts on it. And
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I can do that. A lot of times I would say like some reasons why I stay away from like really talking about like Black women's hair specifically. I'll tell you why is because, you know, Black women are really policed about their hair. You know what I'm saying? About like the ways they wear it, if they wear it natural, if they wear a weave, if they, you know, relax it, if they don't, you know, it's just so many different ways that people police Black women's hair. Even, you know, back in the days, you know, the laws where Black women were had to cover it up in a scarf and stuff like that. And then the fact that, you know, a lot of Black men weaponize Black women's hair against them in the way they wear their hair. And literally no other race talks about this. Nobody talks to like, well, if you're talking about like wearing it natural and stuff, like how you mentioned about the breakage, like nobody talks to white women about how they be getting those doggone K-tips and tape ins and bleaching their hair and frying it and dyeing it and laying it to the side to where they losing all their hair off their head. Like, I think I've told everybody, I did hair for years and years and years, and I did black hair, white hair, everybody's hair, and nobody ever really questioned the things that white people did with their hair, white women or even Hispanic women. The only questions that ever came were black women's hair. Like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you like, I just always felt like I ain't want to say anything to black women about the way they wear their hair, because I feel like that would make me part of the problem. Because if you say that your hair, because I have 4C hair, I have a lot of hair. My hair is prone to breakage. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like I can wear it in a twist out or something like that, but still it just
Went on mute, host, or
yeah, I got a phone call. Sorry about that. I was just saying, like, even with my hair, like, it grows best if it's like put up, like, and I can wear twist outs and things like that. But like my hair is in the twist out right now, but I know that I can just feel it, like it is got to be put back up soon. Normally, I get some boho braids, or I'll wear a wig or whatever, or a weave or something like that. But I do feel like the only people that have these conversations about the actual style or what we choose to do with it is only for black women only. And I feel like that is sort of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I feel like it's like almost aggression towards black women, and we sometimes as black women can do it. Because I remember when the whole natural movement came out, like black women almost turned in. Like, I know if you ever heard the term natural Yahtzee, but y'all know what I'm saying. The real word, natural, NA. You know what I'm saying? Black women was going crazy, policing other black women on their hair, yelling at black women that decided to relax it. I know that relaxing is can be harmful, but if black women want to do that, leave them alone. And then there's some black women that wear their hair in short pixie cuts with the little, finger waves. You know how you mold it down with the little finger waves and you take it out, and out of when you put them under the dryer, and then you kind of like lift those up a little bit so it's got like the little waves in it and the little curls and all of that. The only way you getting that, baby, is to relax. Period. I don't care what nobody tell you. Was a cosmetologist, hairstylist for years. I'm telling you, the only way you getting it like that, unless you have a certain type of texture hair, is relaxing. Period. This is what it is. And I think that, I seen people shaming black women for that, so I just don't like to do it. But I can talk about here if y'all want me to. But
yeah,
I just feel like that probably get black women to arguing, and I don't want that to happen. But you get what I'm saying, though, unless you mean something else, though.
yeah. Someone in I think I cannot remember who it was in the comments, because there's so many of them coming up. They said someone suggested like it could just be like a conversation about different ways to just take care of like hair maintenance. I think is what they said. Or because I mean I was on TikTok earlier this week at some point, and I was scrolling through, and there was a creator. And she literally, I mean, she said verbatim, she said, if I had 4C hair, I would not wear it out. And she made a whole video, justifying that. And it was in response to that Ginger J guy who was like that, like the toothless guy from like the UK. Oh yeah, Anthea. I think it was Anthea or Monica, or I don't remember who it was. They mentioned like hair. It could be like hair maintenance, but yeah, it was like in response to that Ginger J guy, and it was this creator, and she mentioned she made an entire video saying that like why she wouldn't wear 4C hair if she had. I think she had like 3C hair, it's like a looser curl pattern, but to me it was just like really disturbing to like watch like an entire 3-minute video of her like saying that it's just somehow like terrible to like wear, because I have 4C hair, like you can see like my pictures and videos on my page and stuff. But I don't know, I mean, like obviously it's up to you. I'm not trying to tell you like what to do on your live, but if you ever did do a live about just like how to take care of like healthy hair regardless, I would love to talk about that if you want it.
Okay, great. No, I respect you, Gabrielle. I love you. I definitely will do that. I'm not open to whatever you guys want to talk about. Whatever y'all want to talk about. If y'all want to talk about it, I'm down. So definitely I'll put that in the rotation. I have to put it in my notes today so that I don't forget. Okay, so let me go down here to oh yeah, and we was laughing fashion prima donna, and I was laughing about what you said about old dude. You called him the toothless man. All right, let me just keep going. Go ahead, Callie. You there, Callie? You can go ahead, sis. Let me unmute your mic if you can. Okay, yeah,
Thank
go
you
ahead.
so much, Trigger. I just want to say, Black women, I see you, I feel you, I hear you. I love you. I'm gonna make it quick. We're not delusional, we're not crazy. So to wake up to this prompt this morning, like God is really gonna bless you. Because yes, we on the internet, and yes, we chit-chatting about the things that's going on with us right now, but this is happening in real life. These are things we're dealing with in real life. And I just want to say, like, as somebody, for me, I don't treat other races or cultures or ethnicities how they be treating us, right? I'm always trying to do better, listen to people, hear people out, blah, 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 blah. But I truthfully, if I step out of being a Black woman and I look at what's going on, Black women versus the world, I'm seeing wholeheartedly what is going on. And now it's sad. I can't stand for it no more. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was just in a live a few days ago that I'm not going to dive into. It's on my page, whatever. It's not about that. But what I want to say is, when people get to pick and choose when they get to be Black, and then pick and choose when they want to stick up for their Blackness, I can't get down with that. You know, I had people, it was me and two other Black women in another live, and we were so respectful about the stance we were making, and we weren't giving our insults and jabs. And we had people cussing us the dog filth out, right? And I was so proud of us because the Black women, even though we didn't know each other, were on a secret consensus, right? That we're not going to get rage baited. We're not going to let them turn us into the angry Black woman. And we held it down the entire live. The next day, TikTok sent me the live. I rewatched the live, and it actually did rile me up. And so then by the next day, I gave them an opportunity in the space. But the thing was, the entire time they were Latino and Navajo. And when they wanted to cuss me out, then they wanted to say that they were Black. Then they wanted to say, well, I'm mixed, I'm Black. And I'm like, look, if y'all was Black women, y'all wouldn't be talking to me like this, because Black women right now are moving as a whole. Even if we have some people don't want to get with the program, some people do. You see how we are here convening. We are respectful. We all understand each other. I just got in here the last bit of the chunk, but I knew for a fact something's going on right here. Something's going left. And then to hop into lies with Black men, and they're just going crazy dumb on us, and we're not even doing anything. I have an issue with that, and I have a problem with that, because my own friends in real time, in real life, been telling me what we got to deal with when we go to work, what we got to deal with when we step out the door. Nobody gonna stick up for us. So I do want to say, I love y'all Black women. I think we should have this at least once a week so we could debrief. Some of us be on the internet, and some of us, have a following and do all these different things and are content creators, but it's getting overwhelming. It truly is, because now it feels like we don't even got a safe space to convene. So I'm gonna just land there. If anybody want to see the craziness that happened again, it's on my page. But Trigger, I really genuinely appreciate you even having this prompt right now. Thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. I appreciate you, Callie. Yeah, it's crazy out here. That's all I'm gonna say. And I know we all are seeing it. And that's why I think it's more important for us to stick together. Even more so. Let me go down here to Big Business. Go ahead, Big Business.
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I saw the prompts. I just recently joined. But I just wanted to give my little, I guess, my opinion on like the erasure of Black women as it relates to the little video that the little Pilates girl made. And it might be a hot take, but I do feel that everybody has their own opinion. If that's her opinion, while it is offensive to a lot of people, that's her opinion. I feel like us as Black women, whether you're biracial, whether you're not biracial, we are responsible for creating a safe space for other Black women to come and feel comfortable and feel welcomed. So if you notice a place, whether that's in person, where you go somewhere and you're not comfortable, or either online you see somebody talking trash about where you shouldn't feel comfortable, it's up to us to create those places. Because when Asians come over here, when Latinos come over here, Hispanics, whatever, they create their own spaces. And you go in their neighborhood and you see bodegas and they only got Spanish people working in there. You go in a Chinese place, nail shop, they only got Chinese people, Japanese people, whatever. They only got the people working in there. And we could talk trash about, oh, well, they're not inclusive. But at the end of the day, that's their place. They don't got to be inclusive. So when we create our places for Black women, we don't have to be inclusive either. But I feel that when we do that, because there are many, many places where Black women have stood up and done that, we are it's made like we're wrong for doing that. And I feel like that's wrong. And I feel like harmful opinions should also be addressed. But at the end of the day, as us being black women, for black women, making places for black women, we don't need to address, we don't necessarily have to address it. I'm not going to say it doesn't need to be addressed and corrected, but I'd say we're not required to do that, because we are doing things by us and for us. So we need to focus on us, because what happens is when you address that type of stuff, the conversation gets changed to us doing things that are going to benefit us. And the conversation gets shifted to us addressing foolishness that everybody knows is foolishness. You see what I'm saying? So it takes the benefits away from the people who were looking forward to having a place to be, welcome. It takes the benefits away from that. They don't get to reap the benefits, because now everything that you were trying to do is undone because you're busy addressing foolishness from foolish people. So that's just my take on it.
Okay, I think I may be confused on what you're saying. Like, are you saying that nobody should have acknowledged what Pilates by Raven said, or what are you saying? I think I may be a little bit confused.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that nobody should have acknowledged it. What I'm saying is, I would like to see more focus towards creating a safe place for us instead of acknowledging what she said. So if she's wrong, then she's wrong. I believe that that's wrong. My personal opinion, I do believe what she said is wrong. However, instead of putting all the focus into clarifying and arguing with her and creating think pieces on what she did is wrong, let us focus more towards creating places where those people who she was talking about shouldn't be welcomed or are not welcome. Let us focus on creating places where those people are welcome. Because if you're commenting on videos and this and that, you're still helping that person in a way. They benefit off of
Okay,
negative comments.
I'll just say that. Okay, so let me say this in response to what you're saying. I feel like hold on, let me end your timer, and then I can restart it if you need to respond to me. In addressing, when Black women address harmful rhetoric and harmful things that are said, that is also creating a safe space for Black women. That's telling people publicly, hey, this type of behavior, this type of thought process won't be tolerated. We're not with it. We don't co-sign it. We don't have anything to do with it. It's not right. And the more we do that, the more think pieces that are made that lets other people know, oh, okay, well, that's something that we can't do, because them Black women, they not gonna play like that. They're not gonna be on board for that. So a woman that is biracial, that benefits from not only her proximity to whiteness, but also her proximity to Blackness, saying some old foolish classist stuff when and acting like she's not part of the diversity, that she's acting like shouldn't even be there, because doggone it, people see her and see a biracial woman, those white people do, and they feel like they doing something by even letting her be wherever she is practicing her Pilates. So I think that in order to say that like Black women shouldn't address it, I feel like that's just another way of silencing Black women and telling them that they have to just stand strong and turn the other cheek and just focus on them. We can focus on each other and focus on creating safe spaces, because I do that every day of my life for Black women, and also address the BS. Because for her to say all of that stupid stuff that she said and then come back when this lady don't ever mention nothing about being Black, she said that she created Pilates, that she created her Pilates brand or whatever for women. She ain't mentioned nothing about Black women, nothing about POC women. Nothing. She said women in general. And usually when people like her say women, they really saying they hiding what they really mean, which is really creating a space for white women. That's really what she means. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of her saying that and then coming out and saying, oh, well, I'm a Black woman. You wasn't saying you was a Black woman beforehand, and you're not a Black woman. You're a biracial woman. And using that as some type of get out of jail free or get out of trouble free card is disgusting. So I do think that we as Black women have got to acknowledge these things, and we can still create a safe space for Black women. And once again, acknowledging these things and calling out the BS is also making a safe space for us as well, But that's just my thoughts on it.
Yes, ma'am. I respect that. I definitely respect that. I respect your platform, because I see that in addition to speaking about it and, creating think pieces and so on, you're actually, putting in actions behind that. And that was what I was saying, was that I want to see more focus towards putting in actions to have those safe spaces for us versus just only, responding to foolishness. Because like someone said in the comments, it is rage bait. They're doing marketing and so on and so forth. They're benefiting off negative press as well as positive press. So, when we put action behind the things that we're saying, when we're addressing the foolishness, but we're also stepping behind that, I think that is going to really create the change that we need versus just, talking.
Okay. I got you. I got you. And I wanted to respond to somebody in the comments, Tiger Dentures, that said that like she's rage baiting. I don't believe that she was rage baiting. I believe that she just said what she said because she's out of touch. She's a biracial woman that presents more leaning towards the white side, even though you can tell that she has something in her. And I think that we got to stop calling everything that somebody says as rage baiting, like they don't have these thought processes for real, that they're just saying it to get some press or publicity, but they don't really think that way. That lady thinks that way. She meant exactly what she said. Like, I don't believe that she said it in order to get. I just don't agree with what you're saying. I don't believe that she did it for that. I don't think that she wanted any smoke or a whole bunch of black women coming at her head. I think she said what she said because she believed it and she didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Now, I have seen people that rage bait, but I don't believe, excuse me, I don't believe that what Pilates by Raven said was rage baiting at all. I believe that it was the behavior and the mentality of an out of touch biracial that was raised by a white tea woman with white tea privilege. Like that's really all I had to say. But if Big Business, you unmuted yourself, I can give you 1 minute and then I gotta go up here to supervillain.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you?
cool. So yeah, I was just gonna say I don't think she was rage baiting. I think she really did feel that way. But as women as a woman who has a different opinion, like I said before, like I just think that it's required of us as someone who wants to see things change, that we have to be that change that we want to create, and it's gonna take more than us speaking about it. Of course, it does start there. So that's definitely required. But it's gonna take some action behind that. And then I heard some people earlier, talking about black hair and stuff like that. I wanted to chime in a little bit on that, but I don't want to take up too much time. I just feel that that's kind of rooted in people telling us that we wasn't good enough. Of course, not using those same words. But whether it's saying like you're not having a professional appearance in the workplace, or maybe you didn't put in enough effort. I do feel that when white women wear their hair down the way it grows from their scalp, that's the same hairstyle as somebody wearing like a fro. So we need to change the perception of what is considered, acceptable in that way.
Okay, I got you. I got you. I just say this really quick to Tiger Dentures in the comments. Like, I'm not giving Raven, Pilates by Raven, the benefit of the doubt. Not at all. I believe that for you to say that it's rage baiting, that's giving her the benefit of the doubt, because that's implying that she didn't mean it. That's implying that her thought process isn't that she just said it to gain a certain type of reaction. And I don't believe it. I believe that she meant exactly what she said. And I believe that she's anti-black as well. So I believe that giving her the benefit of the doubt is saying that it's a ploy, it's a game. She don't really think that way. She just said that to cause a certain type of reaction. But anyway, as I said, I'm not saying that black rage isn't a marketing tactic. I understand that it is. I understand that black rage is also something that white tea people do to build their platforms. But this is not that. She wasn't angling for black rage. She said it because she believed it, and she didn't think there was anything wrong with what she said. You can tell by her follow-up video, she meant everything and don't still see nothing wrong with it. She was not trying to rage bait nobody. But anyway, keep going, supervillain. Go ahead. Just one. Well, I'm sorry. Just the way I don't know her intent. I'm just seeing what I say about her intent. You don't know her intent either. So why are you debating me about it? If you feel like that, then you feel like that. But just the same way that you're trying to push your perspective and say that no, she was trying to rage bait, I'm pushing back and saying I don't agree. So either or, we're at a stalemate because we both don't know. So what are you really trying to say? You don't know. I don't know. Except I'm willing to say that I don't know if that'll end this stupid conversation between you and I. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, supervillain.
Yes, just a couple of quick points. At first, I did want to say Gosh, I can't remember the comment because I should have wrote it down. But anyway, I just wanted to say that when it comes to representation, this was alluding to a comment that I saw earlier. Monoracial black women can represent biracial women because they have a monoracial parent, but biracial women cannot represent monoracial black women because black or monoracial black women do not have an other parent. Somebody was bringing about, so when you, because of that example that I put up, when you think of a black woman, that's why when you think of a black woman, you're supposed to think of a monoracial black woman, just like in every other single category. But because of the way the media and society goes, a lot of the times when you think of a black woman, what did other people say? They'll bring up a Zendaya or someone adjacent to Zendaya instead of like a Kiki Palmer. For most people, I'm not going to say everybody does that. I know majority of black women will think of a Kiki Palmer, but somebody was alluding to representation. Well, yes, a Kiki Palmer, when you, if you claim to be black as a biracial, can represent you because what do y'all say? Your mother is black or your father is black. But a Zendaya can't represent monoracial black people because we don't have that other parent. This is why the representation for black needs to be a monoracial black woman. I just wanted to, because somebody was asking me that in a comment. And to Big, I actually ended up liking what you were saying. I was just going to say this is actually one of the fewest, if not only, spaces on TikTok where we have these open, hard, a lot of the time, difficult conversations. Over here, we're trying to, as sisters, correct our behavior. Our ultimate goal is for things to be better for black women and girls. So I know it seems like a conversation like this may seem trivial. Oftentimes we like to use pop topics to help with this lesson about making ourselves better because we also do very heavy topics and sometimes we just need a break, right? Because there's always a story about something terrible happening to a black woman. But I just wanted to let you know, maybe you should come here a lot more, feel the vibe, but it's a learning experience over here all the time. I know maybe this might be your first experience and that is a pop topic, but we dig deep here. We just, taking the light because it's been Drake has had a very heavy week. I even had to learn a lesson this week where I had to humble myself. So I just want to throw that in there because I love when black women come here who have difference of opinion, by the way. But it's good to just, just read the room and see what's going on. And I love what you said about natural hair as well. I meant to tell to you, Trig, real quick, I'm going to send you a video. There's this dope black woman that does awesome, like crazy 4C hair textured hairstyles. And I said, man, if I was exposed to that when I was younger, I would have been, oh my goodness, I would have been, oh, I can't say that word, but it would have been a bomb.com for me. So I'm going to send it to you. Maybe you can add it to, I know you were saying that you were doing a calendar, but I just want to throw that up there. That was all. Thank you. I'm
All right,
done. No more coming back up, I promise.
oh no, it's no problem. It's no problem. I appreciate all of you guys. And I appreciate all of your perspectives as well. I do try my best to, even if, I may agree or may disagree, to let everybody say their own thoughts and perspectives. My whole goal in this page or channel, whatever, I do have a YouTube. If anybody is new here, you can just go to my page and click the link in my bio. But I do try to center black women. I do try to center monoracial black women specifically. It's not that biracial women are not welcome here, because they are, but it's just I do try to center monoracial black women because, very rarely are we centered in anything. Very rarely are we the ones that are put on a pedestal and told that we are the prize and we are the bomb.com. So here, I just want you to know you are here and you always will be here. Black women, you guys are amazing, awesome, special. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to know that. And a lot of times, with the devaluing of the black woman, the reason why that happens, in my opinion, is because the liar knows the lie that he told. A lot of us have not understood, have not taken the time to understand that the reason why a lot of hatred comes our way because of our elegance, because of our beauty, because of our resilience, because of our power, because of our divine femininity, that people are angered and upset by that. And if they can make us feel like we don't have that, then they can keep us in a space to where we're easily manipulated, and they can draw and take off of the power that we have by having us be unaware of our true, beauty and destiny as Black women. So I just want to say that I think that everybody here is amazing. I appreciate all of you guys that took the time to come up here and voice your perspectives and thoughts. I think that like I said, since I've started doing this, a few years ago in this Black empowerment, Black woman empowerment space, I have had the opportunity to come across so many amazing and fantastic Black women that I have been in literal awe. And I just want to say, yeah, I love y'all. And yeah, this whole topic was lighter than what we usually. What's crazy is that this is a heavy topic, but it's lighter than what we normally talk about. So that should already tell you that we be talking about some deep stuff over here. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. I appreciate all of y'all for showing up. Thank y'all so much. And I'm glad to start to see you more and more now, Fashion Prima Donna, because I had missed you so much from you coming around. So I'm glad that I'm getting a chance to see you again, sis. So I see you, Fashion Prima Donna. All right, you guys. I'll see all of you guys later. I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all have a great weekend. All right. I'm sending y'all nothing but love, light, and positivity. And I hope y'all have a great, 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 great weekend. All right. I'll see y'all later.